We're more than 6 months into the Trump administration. What does that mean if you live abroad, are an expat, or if you are an American trying to get out? In this video, we're going to talk about it. But first, hey girl, hey, my name is Tanisha Mercer. I help Black women solo travel and move abroad. I live in Paris. I've been here for 3 years. If any of that sounds like you, if you want to work with a move abroad coach to help you get out, click on the link in the caption. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So let's get it popping. Look, we're 6 months into this Trump administration, and some of the things that I thought I can't say the things are unexpected, but they're a bit worse than I thought they would be. In the last 6 months, right? We are we've watched as there's a basically an immigrant concentration camp in the US. People are being visibly taken from their homes, their jobs, right? We've watched the dismantling of DEI. We've watched the federal government torn apart at the seams. We've watched people from that administration talking about Elon Musk. And excuse me, guys, I've got a bad cold and I'm recovering from that. But we've watched as people like Elon Musk have gone in, Elon Musk and his team have gone in and just, massive cutting of the federal government, massive um, job loss. People have lost their jobs, people have retired in mass. We're actually it's been like a brain drain. And it makes you wonder. It doesn't make me wonder at all. It's very clear, very evident what is going on here. When you look at history, when you look at certain administrations, the same thing happened. Books are being banned, certain educational theories are being banned. Things like climate change, which is a science, are not even believed, right? And this is who you have at the helm of our government. And it seems as if the government is trying to destroy itself internally. It looks almost as if we're legit headed for a civil war. As an expat, as someone an immigrant, right? I moved from the US. I am originally from Detroit, lived in Atlanta for a long time. I moved from Atlanta to Paris, France. Myself and many others are out of the US matrix, but that does not mean it does not affect us. And so a lot of times I think sometimes people see us on these internet streets, and sometimes the accusations can be a bit hurtful because what they don't realize is that, baby, that blue passport, that American privilege that comes with that blue passport, right? Um, Most of us still have family in the US. Most of us still have investments in the US. I wish you would tell my bank account and 401k to divest, right? But I still have assets in the US. I still have businesses in the US. I still have family that I love and care about. Yes, I may have moved out of the country for my own specific reasons, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I have this attitude of like, oh, now that I'm out, I don't care what happens. No, my mama is there, right? My kids are there, right? The people that I love and care about the most are in the US. So for me, it's something that it can feel definitely dystopian. And I think that we're living this dystopian nightmare and dystopian drama. But what can we do about it? What steps can we take today to make sure that we are okay? Let me just list a couple. Number one, excuse me, y'all. Sometimes we got to turn the news off. I think that this is a purposeful campaign to get us desensitized. Excuse me, y'all. I think it's purposeful to get us desensitized. So much stuff is going on that we can't keep up. It is impossible to worry about everything, right? And so you get inundated. And I think this is part of the strategy. you get it's so much coming at us, we don't know how to react. So I need you to limit the amount of news that you're hearing. Again, excuse me for my stuffiness and my congestion. Hold on, y'all. I need to get some tissue. But you know what really ends up happening is that it's so much negative news. You don't know folks losing their jobs, folks getting sent away to immigrant concentration camps, right? You've got unemployment, job loss, federal government jobs, which I know I'm not the only one who back in the day, a federal job was a federal job, baby. You was gonna have that job until you didn't want it no more. Okay? Excuse me 1 second, y'all. You were gonna have that job until you didn't want it anymore. So the entire workforce and work culture is changing. You've got like how much for a dozen of eggs? Inflation is insane. Inflation is insane. So you've got all these things that are working kind of against us, and we don't know what to focus on first. So I'm asking that turn off the news. It gets to be a doom scroll cycle, a doom cycle of scrolling. And you go from one bad thing to the next. And excuse me again, y'all. Man, I'm just so congested. Excuse me 1 second. This is what happens when you're recording live. But it just gets to be a doom cycle of scrolling, right? So I need y'all to turn off that news sometimes. We know what's going on, but it's literally part of the distraction to get you so caught up that you do not know where to react. You do not know how to react. It is so much coming at you. You've got a cortisol dump in your body, meaning you've got the fight or flight response. You don't know how to react because you've got everything coming at you. So turn off the news, right? Know what's going on, but the constant access on your phone, on your social media, on your laptop, or your iPad to shit that's going on, it's not helping. So there are going to be times you are going to have to stop scrolling, stop the doom scrolling, and just turn your phone off. Okay? I'm talking about whatever apps that you're on, whether it's, you know, TT, FB, IG, or whatever. Be cognizant of what you are paying attention to. Number two, we're going to need to find ways to find black joy, right? And I'm very specific in this. And yes, I said black joy. Don't get in my comments saying nothing, okay? But I said black joy. We're seeing black people um, dancing. We're seeing black people doing the trail rides. We're seeing us with the fans, where the fans at. And you know what? I love all of it because it shows that us as a people, and I'm talking up to my black expats here, my black people, we know the U.S. always has been a powder keg for us, right? But the one thing we're going to do, baby, is we're going to live our lives, okay? And that's the one thing I want y'all to get from this channel. I want y'all to live your lives. Live your lives. Live your life out loud. Get black joy in whatever it is. There's a meme that I have posted before that says that like the world is ending in 3 days and black folks out here dancing. And you damn right. Yes, we are. We're out here having a good time. We're out here having fun because guess what? What is doom and gloom going to do? It is not going to make us feel any better about our situation. We got Iran over here, right? That situation has popped off. We got Putin over on the other end, right? We have all of these things that are going on at the same time, and it gets to be a lot, right? So I want us to safeguard our black joy, safeguard our black peace, right? Get some joy and peace out of the day. I don't care what happens, okay? I don't care what is going on. We have got to live. I don't care what location that is. I don't care if you're in Tahiti, okay? Or if you're in Terrell, Texas, wherever you are. I'm hoping that we all take the time out to get some black joy um, and enjoyment out of our life, no matter what's going on. Number three, you need to really get serious about moving abroad. Like, I've been saying this for more than a year, right? I've been saying this since like last summer, more than a year, that for y'all who are looking to move abroad, what are you waiting on? You first need to get your passport. If you don't have your passport, baby, that's the first step you need to take. Number two, let's break it down. Number two, where are the top 3 to 5 areas you are thinking about moving, right? Okay, identify those. You eventually want to schedule scouting trips. You need to see if you like these areas. Pick your top three. What are the countries, cities, and regions? Know that just like anywhere else, just like the West Coast is different from the East Coast, when you go to these other countries, different areas are going to have different flavors. If, for example, if you go to Ghana, Ghana is going to be way different than South Africa and vice versa. So you need to really focus on the areas that perhaps you want to move. Um, Also, you need to, once you figure out and identify where you want to move, and once you get those scouting trips planned, you then want to go and visit, see if you like it. Also, at the same time, do your visa research. As Americans, we get mostly up to 90 days in a lot of places. Some places more, some places less. But let's just say 90 days on average. What kind of traveler will you be? Will you be staying there? Will you be bopping around? Will you be going from, let's say, to Vietnam to Thailand to whatever? What are your plans? Or do you plan to get a visa like me? I got my visa in January of 2023 to France. It allows you certain access that you don't get if you don't have a visa. There are benefits that come with a visa, but there are also costs. Immigration costs, the cost of the visa itself, the type of visa. What type of visa is available for you? Many people are finding that the digital nomad visas are good for them. For me, France does not offer that. But countries like South Africa are rolling out these programs to attract more people. Get your visa if it applies to your particular situation. If you're looking to get a visa in France, click on the link in the caption. You'll see my particular attorney who can help you work to get a visa in France and also using my special discount. But figure out what you're going to do and where. Like, figure that out. Also, look at some of the costs. It's going to cost you to move out of the country, but it may cost you a lot less than you think. You should use sites like Numbeo, excuse me, y'all. Numbeo, Numbeo. God, I sound crazy, but excuse me. Uh, Go to that site. You can compare costs of where you want to move. You can compare the cost of things like food. You can compare costs of transportation. You can compare living expenses in the places that you want to move. Go to, again, Numbeo, Numbeo. I sound horribly congested, but Numbeo.com. It'll tell you, give you a list of things of cost expenses comparison. You need to know how much it's going to cost because I can guarantee you it's probably going to cost you a little bit more than what you're thinking of. Know the area you're planning to move. If, for example, I live here in Paris, if I were to go to the south of France, my costs are going to increase substantially. If I were to go to a place like Mexico, for example, I'm just using it as an example, my cost might be would probably be for housing would be a little bit more, but the housing would be a little bit closer to what I left in America, right? So you need to know where you're going, the cost of living, the cultural aspect. Places like Mexico are a good one in that you can easily get like hired home service, so someone that's going to clean your property, meals, all of that depends on where you're going. When you go to other places, again, there are cultural differences. When you go to countries like Africa, for example, if you've got children, it is common for you to get hired help. Americans are probably one of the only ones who feel like we have to do everything alone. So know that there are going to be cultural differences, cultural shocks when you move to these other places. Also, think about your community. Now, if you want to build a community before you leave, and you're looking for someone to kind of guide you through the coaching process, click on the link in the caption. I offer Move Abroad coaching services. Schedule a Move Abroad consulting call with me. We'll get your plan figured out, whether you are in the beginning stages, the middle, or the end, or you need support after you move abroad. It's important to build a community. So you need to work on building a community before you leave. Are there any folks you want to connect with, or social media channels that you can follow for people who live in the area where you want to go? I know when I wanted to move, I was all on Stephanie Perry's channel, Exodus Summit. I went to Exodus Summit. I there were a few Parisian influencers who looked like me who I followed. Baby, I was all on it. So you're gonna have to do your research. It's going to take some time. You need to do your research. This isn't a thing where you've just got to rush. But I always tell people, put the time in. I would not recommend to any of my clients that you just move somewhere sight unseen and you don't know anything about it. Might it work out? Yes, it might, and it might not. I don't want you to spend the crazy amounts of money to relocate because there is a cost to relocate to get somewhere that you don't even like, that you haven't even been. So take my advice, visit the place, do some research, do on the ground research, do scouting trips, right? Follow some influencers. Do you like the place? Travel there, spend some extended time there, okay? Begin your process of moving abroad. The mistake a lot of us make is that we just talk about it and we don't do it. That was me for a long time. I talked about moving abroad, but baby, my actions were not showing it. So get your move abroad plan in action. Schedule a move abroad consulting call. Click on the link in the caption of this video. We'll schedule a move abroad call. I think that's about it, y'all. I need to go because I need some tea, something. All right, you guys have a great day. I'm just here to wish us all strength and peace and joy in this crazy time that we're going through. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later.